My sir.
Please, just leave me be.
Pity. He was a good man.
Blazes, damn it, this is ridiculous.
It's called life, Nathalia. 30 per sheep, and not one penny less.
Oh, let the flesh maggots
Now
have
there's a treat for the eye.
May your path always be
What do
even,
you
my
say,
dame.
darling? Want to spend some time together?
We just wait and see.
Observe. A real pretty thing you are. We should spend some time together.
Just had to move here.
What? I don't see how that concerns you. Don't you have some theatre play to attend to, Sunchild? Help me? Well, I doubt that. That is unless you have a pouch with 300 pennies to give away. Oh, and maybe 2 sheaves of God's tongue to go with it. I don't know. I'm sorry. You seem like an upright kind of fellow, but I can tell you're from the surface, and I'm just having a hard time believing a Sunchild actually cares about my problems. You're really nosy, you know that. But fine, what bad can it do? That son of a Virtue over there, Cabal Thorwall, he's the only merchant in the Undercity who still has Vinroot in his stocks. But since he knows that, he sells it for a price that would have upper city snobs running away screaming. Well, and if the apothecary in the pest house doesn't get new roots soon, the infected they treat there will start dying like flies within a day. They good, and they do, aye. But that's by far not enough. Especially since the cloister of the League up north has been snowed in for moons now. And as noble as their intentions are, they only have so much coin without their League backing them up. You're no alchemist, are you? Aye, red vine root is the only thing that can help get those flesh maggots out of an infected body. I repeat, can. Even with a proper treatment, most people don't make it through. Of course he does. But he sees an opportunity to get rich quick, and so he uses it. He's always been like that. Maybe you could, aye? I guess it'll be worth a shot. We need at least 10 sheaves so that the apothecary can make use of them. And I don't want to seem ungrateful, but don't expect to get anything in return for your help. Huh? Well, fine then. Good luck.
Now there's a treat for the eye. What do you say, darling? Want to spend some time together?
Oh, by the name of the sun, won't this ever stop? Tell Nathalia, the apothecary, or whoever sent you that the price stays. It does actually, yes. But it does not change the fact that I need to live somehow too. And that 300 per sheaf is already a fair price. Go on, ask those upper city merchants. You're lucky if they sell it below 500. Listen, I know exactly what you think. This ruthless bastard, how greedy, how evil, and so on and so forth. But that's not how it is, believe me. So, back to business. Are you looking for supplies? If not, just shove off.
Please, just leave me be.
Move along.
You know dead, son.
I just don't have that much. What the blazes do you expect me to do? Please, my dame, you need to understand.
And you need to understand that we're just the messengers. A debt that you don't pay is a debt we can't pay to the Father. And the last thing we want to do is disappoint the Father. Or do we, Roban?
We don't.
500 pennies until next week. After that, we will make sure this corpse pit finally lives up to its name. Understood?
Yes, my dame. Of course.
Glad to hear that. You'll hear from us.
What the? You? Listen, For your own good, I advise you to just turn around. This is nothing you want to get involved in. It really isn't. No, I was simply naive, and now I have to live with the consequences. About 2 years ago, my son died. He drowned in the canals. That whole thing, I couldn't handle it. Business went to shit, and so did I. And when I was finally able to think straight again, I looked for help. Yes, I suppose you can figure out the rest. Yes, what other choice do I have? As pathetic as it sounds, right now the apothecary and their infected are the only reliable source of income I have, especially with that whole red madness thing going on the surface. If you can say that, you don't know who we're talking about. I hope you're not being serious, as if those redcoats would risk getting their shiny armor dirty. Good question. What now? You're giving me the money? Just like that? Why? By the righteous path, I will not forget this. Thank you, really. And here, I found this book in an abandoned shack. Maybe a traveler forgot it. It will be of more use to you than it is to me.
Huh? You did? This is good. This is really good. Now let us hope he doesn't lower it to 99 pennies per sheaf. Thank you, Sunchild. You saved a lot of lives today.
Please, just leave me be.
A Sunchild, I bet you came to watch those fools cut their guts open in the dust pit. Well, that's the only reason you snobs ever come down here. Bloody rats, eating the last penny right out your pocket.
Rhalâta, Shara, you know why we're here.
Shadow text, please do. My sins, I'm sorry. But the past modes have been kind to us. Yes, yes. Of course, my son.
We're watching you sleep up. Always.
An Obolus, my sir? Oh, thank you. You truly are a good person.
Come to bed. Talk to Rasha.
Should have placed my money on the Eterna.
Keep walking. The Father ruled.
What? That's all you got? Come on. I'll fucking crush you.
What?
Yes? Ranmarash's home for lost kittens. Honestly, if you need to ask, then you sure as fuck don't belong here. Go back to your bathing houses and galleries, Sunchild. Ooh, how eloquent. You're from the surface, aren't you? No, don't say anything, I can tell. No cave dweller gets that much sun on his pretty face.
So, you want to fight, huh? You're an arcanist, aren't you? That look in your eyes, the constant twitching of your fingers. Oh, I can tell. Well, why not? Been a while since someone threw fireballs through the pit. You do know that we're not doing tumbles down here, right? If you fight well, you can make a lot of money fighting here. But if you don't, well, you can imagine. Usually, yeah. Sometimes the loser pleads for mercy, but the crowd doesn't like it. Oh, sure. Sometimes they even come down here and read us quotes from the verses. Jokes aside, I couldn't care less about what the Order does or doesn't know. Down here, the rules are different. Well, for what it's worth, I don't particularly enjoy seeing some baby-faced boy have his head taken from his shoulders either. But these are the rules. And if the stakes weren't as high, everybody would join the party in hopes for treasure. And frankly, for some people, the pit offers a chance at something they wouldn't find elsewhere. The chance for a better life. But I don't think you, as a sun child, would understand. Huh, alright. First of all, you'll need to sign this, though. If you can read and write, sign with your name. If not, with a cross. Thank you. Then we can start right away. And, one more thing. I always found this a bit silly, but the crowd always wants a name they can shout to the ring when you're bashing someone's head in. You know, the fighter, the butcher, stuff like that. So, what do you want? Yeah, that might work. I like it. Fair enough. If you want, you can dive right into the ring. There'll be a pack fight in a couple of hours. Yeah, also called Last Man Standing wins. 3 to 6 fighters in the ring, dog eat dog. Well, that depends on the bets, so I can't tell you yet. But if you win, it'll be well worth it. Eager, aren't you? Good. Just go down to the training dummies. I'll call you when we begin.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! Today, there are 4 rookies in the ring, and they all share the same dream, to become the champion of the arena. Oh, can you see them shiver, the sweat glistening on their foreheads? They are afraid, and rightfully so, because they know only one of them will leave the pit on both legs. Mesdames and messieurs, I proudly present Kata Tanner's daughter, called the Storm. Simael Roth, called the Vagabond. And Tamas Shagar, also known as the Derwish. And last but not least, the unknown warrior who is only known by his moniker, the Wanderer. Now, enough of the words. Fight! Ha! Blistering blazes, what a punch!
we don't get the money until tomorrow, there will be consequences. So handle it.
But... fine. I'll see what I can do.
Good go. Rhalâta Shera. Well fought.
From the upper city, huh?
Ah,
You got guts.
well
walking
fought,
around with all
really.
that stuff down
Here's your
here.
share. Pardon my language, but none of your fucking business. Well, aren't you a piece of work? Still got blood and dust on your skin and already begging for the next battle. Come by in a couple of days and ask again, will you? I got things to take care of. So long. Yes? Ah, you've come at the right time. There's a fight soon, and you're the perfect candidate. 2 versus 1. Interested? The twins. 2 nasty, hairy beasts of men with even nastier axes. Yeah, I know, the odds are against you, but what should I say? The crowd wants it, I deliver. What do you say? Oh yeah, but judging by how you fought, I think you stand a chance. Still, it'll be dangerous. So, what do you say? Bold words. All right, then go downstairs and warm up. I'll tell you when we're ready.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! Today, 2 familiar faces will fight a rookie who you've already grown to love. The twins against the mysterious warrior only known as the Wanderer. It is a battle to the death, a battle about gold and blood. Now enough of the words. Time to give you what you've all been waiting for. Warriors, fight! Blistering blazes, what a punch!
What do you want? Ah, sure. Sorry. I was elsewhere. Here's your share. Maybe, maybe not. As I said, none of your business. 2 or 3 days, give or take. Oh, I know you'd love to jump right back in. But if we start doing battles every bloody minute, the crowd will lose interest. And money. Just swing by in a couple of days, alright? He'll get your fight. Look at that. You have a talent for showing up when you're needed. You know that? There's a fight coming up, and I want you to participate. Rhalâta. He's been fighting for a while now. A brute in heavy armor. With a couple of, how should I say, special techniques he picked up in his homeland, Erazil. I won't lie, he'll be a tough nut to crack. Aren't you eager? You know the drill. Go downstairs and warm up. The fight will take place in a couple of hours.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! Today, there is something special on the menu. Or should I say, something savage? Because this is a word that best describes the beast our still undefeated rookie must stand his ground against. Mesdames and messieurs, I present Rhalâta, the Berserker of the Steppes, versus the Wanderer. Shed some blood, warriors!
Fucking piece of shit! Pay for that.
Just remember your training. You can do this.
Keep walking.
Not bad. I have to hand it to you. You're really starting to impress me. I didn't think you'd stand a chance against old Gur. Kinda sad to see him gone, but he knew the risks. Here's your share. Come back in 2 days or so. Yes? What do you want? Aye, we are. This time it'll be exciting. The Ringmaster plans to pair you with Raga Shadowclaw. No, but you will soon. She's an alchemist. Small tip from my side, don't let her tender appearance fool you. You'll see why. All right, I'll wait. But don't take too long. Yes? Aren't you eager? You know the drill. Go downstairs and warm up. The fight will take place in a couple of hours.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit! You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! This is the fourth battle of the mysterious newcomer called the Wanderer. But will it also be the last? Because this time we picked a special treat for him to feast on. Mesdames and messieurs, you came for blood, and you shall have it. Not that.
Folks just never learn. Never learn. What? That's all you've got? What? That's all you've got? What? That's... Just never learn.
You don't look like you belong here.
Look who's back! Not bad, not bad. I was expecting you to pee your pants after she did that little trick of hers. But no. You kept your cool as usual. Sure you don't want to start working as a mercenary? You could make more money that way. Either way, here's your pay. I had hoped you'd ask that. Aye, I do. And this time, you're in for a real challenge. No. If you're man enough, you'll fight the beast tonight. Aye, the pride of the pit. And the good thing about it, even if you hack it to shreds, all we need to do is give it some elixir and have our necromancer stick it back together, and it's as good as new. I won't lie, though. It'll be hard this time, and chances are you won't make it out alive. If you do make it, though, it'll be worth your time. Something like that, aye. But let's not dwell on the details, shall we? All right, I'll wait. But don't take too long.
For the prisoner. Money on the Eterna.
Come to bet. Talk to Rasha.
What do you want? Thought so. Well then.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! 4 battles, 4 victories. But can the Wanderer also oppose the beast that's been soaking this soil in blood for decades? We shall see. Unleash the beast! Blistering blazes, what a punch!
Let's see you dance, Wanderer. There! Fair enough. This is better. Forgive me my dramatic entrance. I was just about to explain. I'm Thero Naris, voice of the Father. I've been watching you for a while now because I'm looking for someone with your set of skills. And, our little encounter down in the pit erased the last doubts I had about you. That accent. You're an outlander, aren't you? Shit. Does that mean I have to explain who the Rhalâta is to you? You've got guts, I'll give you that. The Rhalâta is more than a bunch of criminals, though. But we'll get there. Regarding your original question, the Voices are the military arm of the Rhalâta. I'm sure you've seen some of us before. We come into play when a matter needs a strong hand to resolve itself. Indeed. Let me get straight to the point. I want to hire you for a mission. Well, you look like someone willing to slaughter other people in front of a gawking crowd for a handful of coins. At least that's what you did down there. Don't get me wrong, I don't judge. The pit fighters know what they're getting themselves into. But after what I saw you do down there, I concluded that you're willing to do a lot of things if the pay is right. Or am I wrong? Well then. Well, actually, it's simple. I want your help in killing someone. The Father. Their leader, not mine. When I was 6 years old, the Rhalâta abducted me and a dozen other children. That is, they bought us. Shagun, the old cunt who owned our orphanage, she sold us like cattle. Us, and over the years at least a dozen more. And we all came from the same orphanage. The refuge. And no, I have no idea what they did to us. I remember nothing. Yes. Why? Well, probably because the father shoved an ingot of gold up her ass for every child she sold. But the flesh maggots got her a while ago, so she took her reasons to the grave with her. That's the big question, isn't it? At first I thought it was about child trafficking. You know, tender little knaves and girls for rich bastards. Ark's bigwigs. Yet now I've come to the conclusion that it must have been about science. Experiments. Only the father. As I said, I'm pretty sure you have the wrong idea about them. The Rhalâta doesn't see itself as a guild of murderers, but as a faith. A sect. A cult, in other words. The blackmailing, the shadow tax, is how they finance the little community. That the physical body is the worst thing that ever happened to man. It's a whole that needs to transcend. But we digress. If we're to work together, you'll soon have some rogue cultists telling you all this shit anyway. Kind of. After the father was done with us, he simply disposed of our corpses. This is also the first memory I have of that time after the abduction. Waking up in a pile of dead bodies. I don't know exactly, but I must have been somewhere between 12 to 14 years old. Still half a child, in other words. As you can imagine, I was a mess for the first few moons after that. Once I was able to think somewhat straight again, I looked for help in the upper city. Of course, the guards didn't believe a word of what I said and sent me right back down into the caverns. many things are horrible. Still they happen. No. And frankly, it doesn't surprise me. I'm sure hundreds of ragged kids from the Undercity had come to them before, telling them horror stories about how much they suffered down there only to get a bed and some food. Also, as you may have figured out by now, the Order doesn't have any power down here. The Rhalâta controls the caves, and that's how it will stay. Correct. And let's put it this way. I came to realize that no matter how much I cursed and cried, nobody would come to my help. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. I taught myself how to survive and how to fight. And years later, I entered the dust pit for the first time. One of the voices saw how well I could fight and offered me to study the Rhalâs. Their codex, their holy scripture, written by the Father himself. I shaved my head and became a scion, the lowest rank. "8 years ago. The Father doesn't bother with most Rhalâta, especially not with the scions. Also, when they discarded me, I was still a child. Now, I'm a man. Revenge. Yes. I want this monster to pay for what he did to me and the others, and I want to make sure that it will never hurt anyone again. Ever. One of the core beliefs of the Rhalâta concerns the Day of Transcendence. It's the day when every Rhalâta who's ever proven him or herself worthy leaves their body to continue existing as an immortal, immaterial being. And they also believe that this day is imminent, since the Father found a way to achieve transcendence for himself and for his lambs. In the weeks to come, they will set out an expedition to the Frostcliff Mountains. Since this expedition will be an extremely dangerous undertaking, he will bring along almost a dozen of the best mercenaries available. You will be one of them, and together, we will kill the Father. I'm telling you this because I need someone who knows how to kill. Better than the usual cutthroat you find down here. And you seem to be that someone. Also... never mind. As I said, you can fight. That's enough. Well, the Rhalâta spent the last 2 years excavating an old temple that apparently was lost in the glacier for centuries. Now, according to the Father, this is where we'll find the key to achieve transcendence, but that's about all I know. Well, I can pay you 400 pennies now, and 800 more once the Father is dead. Also, think of all the riches that we'll find in the temple itself. Or in the Rhalâta's treasure chambers. It will be worth it. You can trust me on that. Well, let's put it this way. I took precautions. If you don't have the guts to help me, your choice, but... believe me, if you do try to backstab me, you'll regret it. By doing something that impresses him. As you can imagine, the Rhalâta already has its stock of sellswords they rely on. But if we do something that impresses the Father or the First Seer, it might be enough to convince him to hire you. Look, I know how shaky it sounds, but it's our best bet. So, are you with me or not? Absolutely. Meet me at the Wailing Tree, 2 hours from now. Here. This'll help you get back to the Undercity in case you need to return to the surface before our meeting. Stay safe.
Why are you stopping?
Move along.
There you are. Ready? Tree. Oh, yeah, sure. The people down here call it the Weeping Tree. They believe that the Black Guardian, once a year, fulfills one of the wishes they write onto these notes. Superstitious nonsense, of course. They might as well send their wishes to the Blue Island Coalition.
Bloody wench thinks she's Vance incarnate.
Maybe. Ready to set out? What do you think? Because we don't want to draw any attention. If somebody sees me walking around with you, it won't be the end of the world, but I don't want to cause unnecessary problems. First, a question. Have you ever heard of the Night of the Blind Daughters? A massacre that took place 20 years ago. It was at the Farmer's Coast, around midsummer. The farmers had just put out the lights after a long day's work. Suddenly, shrouded figures showed up out of nowhere, with steel masks covering their faces. They broke into the houses and killed anybody who dared to stand in their way. While they merely wreaked havoc on most of the farms, any family with a daughter between 12 and 16 winters was less lucky. All in all, these masked people took 10 daughters that night and carried them away. They were found 1 week later. They lay on the Penny Road, mutilated with their eyes sewn shut. 1 girl each mile. They tried, but the few farm boys who were there in time stood no chance. These masked attackers were assassins, as deadly as the petrified and as brutal as lost ones. To this very day, no one knows. However, there are theories. Do the names the Black Lieber and J.L. Tannerson ring a bell? The Butcher of Ark? Yes. Thing is, in this book he left behind, Tannerson claims to have been part of a cult called the Black Libra. Even nowadays there are still scholars that deny its existence, but according to Tannerson, they see themselves as some kind of counterbalancing power. They make sure that malice and sin, they don't gain the upper hand in this world, and that the scales of good and evil thus stay in balance. Well, this is where it gets bizarre. Normally, the Libra only kills people who have already sinned. Tyrants, rapists, murderers, and so on. Which is also why the attack on the Farmer's Coast didn't make any sense, and still doesn't for most people today. However, the father has a theory. Well, he does have an avid interest in them. Let's put it this way. He has dug up every little bit of information that there is. But we'll come to that later. According to the father, the Black Libra chooses their sinners through the dreams of some kind of holy child. The dreams are interpreted by the Libra's priests who extract the names and faces of evildoers from them. However, the child doesn't just see people who have already sinned. She also sees evil in its inception. Thus, the Libra might decide to kill a boy before he becomes a tyrant, or a girl before she gives birth to a murderer. I know, it sounds insane, but that's what it is. But apparently the Libra fully believes in this principle. The child is omniscient. Yes. Simple. The Father believes that the Black Libra knows the secret to transcendence. This is why he's been studying Tennyson's books like a madman. Especially one in particular, in which he describes the initiation ritual he underwent to become one of their assassins. And I also think that this temple in the Frostcliff Mountains is somehow related to the Libra. Long story short, apparently the pages of Tennyson's original manuscript describing the initiation ritual in detail are forcefully torn out, and the Father wants to find them. Right. And I happen to know the only person who might be able to tell us their whereabouts. A man named Qalian. He was also an assassin of the Libra, and Tennyson's mentor. In other words, an unscrupulous piece of shit that did nothing but murder people for decades, guilty, the innocent alike. According to the Father, he was also the one who orchestrated the Night of the Blind Daughters. However, that massacre seems to have been too much even for his rotten conscience to bear, because he left the Libra shortly thereafter. He took on a new identity. He's been living as a beggar in the Undercity ever since. I saw him once. It's no wonder that nobody knows what kind of monster he is. He's gone completely insane. Drinks away every penny he gets his hands on. Maybe, yes. I have my sources. Let's leave it at that. Exactly. If we bring them to the First Seer and I tell him how I couldn't have done it without you, he might consider hiring you for the expedition. That's the plan. Not the best one, certainly, but, all we're getting. Then we'll need to improvise. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. He currently lives in the communes. That is, if he isn't in some whore's bed in the Silver Cloud right now or getting hammered in the False Dark. I'll let you do the talking. It's unlikely that the First Seer will find out, but the more you actually help me on this mission, the more convincing our little story will be. One more thing. Don't go easy on that scum. He might seem harmless now, but remember what he's done. And remember that those 10 mutilated girls on the Penny Road are just one more page in this man's book of sins.
What a surprise. Didn't think I'd ever see you again. I don't want to know. If the Rhalâta acts, you don't ask questions. That's the first rule you should hammer into your head down here. In other words, it's fine. The crowd was a bit disappointed, but technically, you won. Though, as I'm sure you understand, I can't pay you this time.
Just remember your training. You can do this.
How about never? Why? Because no pit fighter, no matter how powdered and glimmer-capped dust he is, will voluntarily fight a friend of the Rhalâta. If he loses, he dies. If he wins, he dies too. Because the Father's voice will come get him. And now come on, don't give me that look. You earned a shitload of money in a very short time. Maybe you can come back in a couple of moons or so, if the dust has settled. But until then, forget about it.
So many fights. Move along.
A penny, my sir? Please, just one penny? Thank you. That's really generous. May his light guide you.
Some shifts never end.
Well, there comes a point when you just have to live with it.
We always go too easy on the scum. My sir?
Yes?
Uh-huh. Now, I just put them out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
That must have been, due to its sheer glory, brought forth by Malthus himself. Zero Ardenfield has returned. Yes, you have heard right.
Walk blessed.
Is it important?
If it's crab and fish you seek, then come and take a good long peek.
Hungry for art?
The lost heir. Hear my words, O path-abiding people.
Now, I just put them out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
Sheer glory brought forth by Malthus himself.
Walk.
Fearless leadership. Hear my words,
Yeah?
O path-abiding
No,
people
I
of
just
this
put
holy
them
city.
out for you to look
A
at.
miracle has happened.
Tell me what you need, and be quick about it.
Due to its sheer glory, brought forth by Malthus himself. Telor Ardenfield has returned. Yes, you have heard right.
Walk. Uh-huh. No, I just put them out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it. Walk blessed. No, I just put them out for you to look at. Tell me what you need, and be quick about it. Walk blessed.
Greetings. Sure, take a look.
Imprisonment by his treacherous son, returned to his position as Grand Master of the Holy Order. The esteemed Britisher, Natara Dal Varim.
Walk blessed. Sure, take a look. Walk blessed.
I just don't see the fucking point.
Monsieur?
My sir?
Noble citizens of Ark, lick your lips in untamed desire as the ambrosial smells of our unrivaled fresh and tasteful bread caresses your nostrils.
Monsieur?
Hello. Can I help you?
Only the best.
Hungry?
Straight from Qalian. Take a look.
Monsieur?
Walk west. Walk west.
Walk blessed.
Mind your own fucking business.
Hello. Orbulus, my son, please. The Lord will redeem you for your kindness.
My sir. Oh shit. I have to remember that.
Please. Bloody wench thinks she's Vanta incarnate.
Move along.
Please, just leave me be.
Bloody rats. Eating the last penny right out of your pocket.
Would you look at that? A visitor from the surface.
Well, look at that. Our friend has a visitor.
Get out of here.
What?
I said, get out of here. We need 10 minutes. Afterwards, you can fuck as many men as you want.
Of course, my lord. At once.
Interesting. Yes. Never mind. Look at him. Pissed like a rat. A miracle he could even get it up. I sure as fuck don't want you to cuddle with him. And again, never forget what this man did. He may look pathetic, but that doesn't change the fact that he orchestrated the murder of 10 girls. Innocent girls.
Who are you? Nylok is tired. Nylok needs sleep. Oh, of course. Nylok understands. You remind him of Qalian when he still lived. So much anger in you, so much hatred. Qalian knew this feeling too well. This anger, this cold, rotten wrath. And then the dream came and showed him his calling. But he was so blind, he didn't see where the road led him. Only when those little flowers' corpses lay dead in the dust did he see what he had done, what he had become. Now Qalian has been punished. He's dead, and Nylok deserves to suffer for eternity. Regret. No, Qalian had regrets, yes, but Nylok isn't worthy of these feelings anymore. Regret is a pure feeling, as is absolution, but Nylok doesn't deserve purity. So he hates himself, hates his pathetic existence, hates himself for all the suffering his old skin brought upon the world. Why? Because the decrees demanded it, and the decrees don't lie. They never did, and they never will. Aren't you listening? The decrees don't lie. Those little flowers had to die, because if they had not, something terrible would have happened. Qalian knew, Nylok still knows, but still, it broke him. All their pain, their tears, their suffering, their screams. It was too much to bear, even for him. The decrees never lie. How much? He doesn't remember. He always drinks when he has the coin for it. He sniffs, and sometimes, when the people are generous, he buys himself a night with Anna. They're the deeds of a coward, and he knows it. But the brandy, the dust, and Anna, they help him forget, help him ease the pain. Pages? Nylok doesn't know what you mean. Now please, go. Nylok is tired and needs to sleep.
All right. Let me rephrase my friend's words. You stop playing confused oracle and fucking tell us what we want to know now. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll let you live. Are we clear?
But Nylok just...
Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Nylok understands. Please forgive him. So, the pages. Yes, of course, the pages. Nylok remembers. Qalian tore them from Tannerson's book before the world could see them. How long? Years? Decades? He doesn't know. Qalian had a sense of time. Nylok doesn't. No! I told you! So why are you not listening? Qalian is dead. Don't you understand? He's dead, and Nylok buried him. Oh, no, he's sorry. Please don't hurt him. He will not raise his voice again.
Look at him. He's gone completely insane. I'm guessing all this Naylak talk is a way for his brain to cope with the guilt. He's created a new persona without all the blood on his hands. That is, unless he's lying.
What? Why? Why should Nylok lie? What? Why? Why should Nylok lie? Yes, of course. But tell me, what do you want with them? You won't be able to read them. Because they're written in the language of the Libra. Even Qalian couldn't read a single word of them. Isn't it obvious? Because something else guided Tannerson's hand when he wrote them. Nylok doesn't have a choice, does he? All right, he will do as you demand. The pages, he buried them together with his old skin. He can show you the pages. But tell him, my sir, if he shows you the pages, could you... Well, Nylok is hungry, Nylok is thirsty, and he has no more coin. He understands. Fine. Come, follow. My sir, Nylok has a question.
What?
Your face. You seem familiar. Are you certain that you have never met Nylok before?
How would I know?
A real pretty thing you are.
This is the way to the tar pit. Are you sure that's where we're supposed to be going? I warn you, if this is a trap...
It's not, my sir. Nylok is vermin, but he knows when he has to obey. You can trust him.
Another snob from the sea.
Fine.
Ahoy!
Hold it right there, old man. Where do you think you're going? You're a little too old for digging.
He belongs to us. We're acting under the Father's orders.
Brother Wrath, from ashes to blood, from blood to liberation. I didn't recognize you. Forgive me.
From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation. Let us through.
Of course. Father's blessings.
Father's blessings. Keep going, scum.
Yes, of course.
What? The deserted tunnels. We should be wary. There are a lot of lowlifes down here.
Ha! Wrong place! Look out! Where did he go?
You fucking scum! You'll pay for that! Ah!
Waste of time. Enemy!
You'll pay for that!
What are you doing?
Let's go.
Look out!
There. Back there. That's where he buried his old skin. Please, my sir. You need to just take these last few steps alone. Naylock can't. He just can't.
Is this a trap?
What? No, of course not. It's just... Naylock can't. Don't you understand? To see him after all this time. No, kill Naylock if you don't believe him, but he will stay. What's for the skeleton? You need to dig.
Don't shout!
Wrong place.
Look out! That's all you've got?
Hi, the prophet's ass.
Enemy!
Coward. You.
All you got?
Pathetic.
Look out! Waste of time.
Skeleton.
I'm not seeing anything. Let's look around. Let me see. Yeah. Well, that looks promising. Then I guess we need to dig. Come help me. Here we go. This must be it. Pretty big. What the blazes did he put in there? What's that smell? What the? Oh, shit! Well, good question. You want to know what I think? This is probably some poor sod that crossed this lunatic's path at the wrong time. So we put him right into the crate with the pages. Bloody son of a whore. Oh, fuck if I know. We're talking about a man who murdered 10 girls in cold blood because his cult ordered him to do it. I think you'd be well advised to stop trying to apply logic to his thinking. Right you are. Come on, you take them. Got them? All right, back to Qalian. Get up, scum.
My sir. You found what you were looking for, didn't you? You can tell by your eyes.
We found the pages and something else. Whose corpse is in that chest?
What? But he told you, didn't he? It's Qalian. Naylock buried him. Yes. He said it before, didn't he? Qalian couldn't continue to live in this shell after what he did, so he shed it and gave birth to Naylock. And Naylock buried him, together with the memories. You don't believe him, do you? You believe Naylock is lying. But it's the truth, the simple truth. You two, more than anyone else, should understand.
Sure. Either way, we have what we wanted. And now it's time for you to pay for your crimes, Qalian. It's been long overdue.
What? But you said that you'd spare him if he'd show you the pages!
We said that we would think about it. And guess what? I did. You're a murderer, Qalian. And you've killed more people than I can count. Men, women, and children. And you know what? This whole act about how remorseful you are, I'm not buying it. Yes, you drank your bloody brains into oblivion, but ultimately, the only one you truly pity is yourself. What? And to you, that's all that matters? If we let him live, even as a stinking beggar, we spit on the graves of those 10 girls, as well as on everyone else this piece of shit has butchered. This is about justice. I thought you'd be bright enough to understand that. Shut up. It's not. But fine. As you wish. You heard it, scum. Today's your lucky day. You...
Letho.
What?
Naylock remembers. By the name of the sun, you were in the refuge orphanage, you and your friend, Letho.
What do you know about the refuge?
Back then, before the flesh maggot plague, when Nalok was still strong, the Kyranian woman who ran the orphanage gave him work. Don't you remember? He carried crates, he cleaned the floor, he cooked.
That was you? Uncle Nalok?
Yes, that's what you called him, Uncle Nalok. By the Guardians, it's been so long, but he remembers it all now. You and your friend, you were inseparable. Until...
You're right. I do remember.
What?
You were there when they took us. Worse, you helped them. What did she pay you, that old cunt? Huh? Carrying crates? Selling children to the Rhalâta? All the same, isn't it?
No, what? Nalok doesn't understand. He only...
Let's go. I did. But that was before I knew the whole truth. Yeah. His face seemed familiar, but I just couldn't place him. Yeah. We called him Uncle Nalok. Shagun, the matron, gave him work as a gopher. He wasn't as much of a wreck back then. Can you believe it? A former serial killer working in an orphanage. Apparently the old cunt liked to surround herself with people as rotten as she was. It doesn't matter. I know it. He'd been there the night it happened. One of us, Wilma, she refused to go. She screamed and kicked, but Nalok held her while one of the father's voices gave her a sleeping potion. That fucking piece of shit. Well, as I said, we're done here. Next we need to bring the pages to the first seer, which will, hopefully, encourage him to consider you as a mercenary for the expedition. But we'll see. Before we do that, though, we need to discuss a couple of things. We cannot afford a single mistake if we want this to work. Meet me in my hideout tomorrow morning, alright? It's a small abandoned warehouse in the main cabin, right before the path up to the city. There's an old poster of the theater right next to the door. That's how you recognize it. The dark corners of our minds. Because the risk's a lot higher that somebody will see us. Until then.
move along.
Hard work pays off. Yeah, right.
Ah, Rhalâta Shera. Any news?
I guess you could say that.
Huh?
Remember the
Move
old
along.
chap who was stealing from the Scions? He found him last night.
He was a good man.
In the Silver Cloud.
Really?
Really? He'd spent all the money on young men. He was at him when we got him. You should have seen it. He was so busy moaning like a sea dog that he didn't even see us arrive. I clear my throat and he looks up, screams and tries to make a run for it, but forgets that his little
We're watching
boy's
you
tied him to the
sleep.
bedposts.
Always.
I'll never forget that look on his face.
Oh boy, I wish I'd been there.
Wait, I'm not done yet. He seriously insisted that those two whores had held him there against his will?
What did you say?
Nothing. I knocked him out cold. Either way, I need to go. Father's blessing, sister.
Father's blessings.
Observe. Don't feel.
Ahoy!
Really need that new purple essence in my hair.
Bloody rats.
What? What do you want? Come with me.
Hmm?
Please, just leave me be.
Mind your own fucking business.
Burns.
Foreigners.
Our ancient world scene, newborn in his eyes, no place could keep him. He yearned from the skies. He abandoned the way that moth was
Welcome
forced
to the
on.
jewel of the under. Sure, if you have the money.
His own.
Alright, me wife will open up the door for you. Watch out for lice, will you? Bloody
Oh, you're not from around here, are you?
Just for him, yet the dreams that he sought in the deep red afterglow were as distant as a before he did find a home in the city below, where life needed purpose no runner can hold.
Yeah?
The woman
What do you want?
who loved him
Bloody
held
flesh
out
maggots.
her heart,
They are
and her
everywhere.
suffering tore it apart. Cause he strayed in the void as the wayward wanderer, despite
Foreigners.
Listen, my child, and always remember the tale that struck fear in the hearts of so many. Summer it was, the day had just broken. Right into the pit. A sight most unspoken. Sleep, sweet child. Close your eyes. The ravens come to claim its prize. Can you hear his wings in the night? Hush, my darling, don't you fight.
So hungry.
Do you cry? Oh, what for? You'll be free forevermore.
What are you looking at?
What do you want? To cock at me? Just leave. Please.
Mind your own fucking business.
There you are. I was beginning to wonder whether you got cold feet. What? No, on the contrary. Even though us voices have a lot of privileges within the Rhalâta, we're still under constant observation, just like the Scions and the Acolytes. If I were to leave town without any reason, that would raise more suspicion than just dropping off the grid for a couple of hours down here. Well, that's the plan. But as I said, we will have to discuss a couple of things first. And please listen carefully, even if it sounds boring. If we blow our cover, then it will not just be the end of our plan, but also the end of the two of us. So, the Rhalâta has a holy scripture called the Rhalas, or the Book Out of the Ashes. Its verses are the commandments of every Rhalâim. It affects you because there are a couple of rules that you have to abide by once we're inside the temple. To infringe them is a crude sign of disrespect, and no mercenary who values his life would do that. In other words, if we want nobody to get wind of our plan, you'll need to fit in. Number 1, never talk to an acolyte, or voice, or seer if they don't address you first. As a mercenary, you're at the bottom of the hierarchy, on one level with the Scions. Alright, I got it. You're tough. But again, no mercenary would dare to infringe the Rhalâta's rules in their own temple. First of all, because it'll lower the chances that the first seer will consider you for the mission, and secondly, because it risks our cover. By their garments, Scions wear plain robes and sometimes hoods. Acolytes wear the purple robes of the Rhalâta with their distinctive sun pattern. Seers wear similar robes, only more ornate. Voices wear the same armor that I wear. Rule number 2. Wear this, or a helmet, whenever you enter the temple. The Rhalâta detests the display of the body, as all corporeality. Nobody will attack you if you enter the temple unveiled, but it will make people suspicious. And finally, rule number 3. Do not openly talk about the Father. It's considered blasphemy. You most likely won't see him before the expedition anyways. There are a lame down there that have been committed to the Rhalâta for 20 years now and never saw him in person. It binds us to the physical plane. How would I know? It's a rule. And we all know how much religious people love following rules without questioning them. I'm sure the Father had his reasons. I guess I saw him more than once as he experimented on my body as a child, but if you're referring to my time at the Rhalâta, yes, I have. Different. A lot more different from how you would probably picture him. Yeah, one more thing. In case the first seer asks, you contacted me, not the other way around. You heard the rumor that the Father is looking for the lost pages, and a man named Rezio Doran gave you the tip about Qalian. You then contacted me and the false dog, and we went to get the pages together. Either way, enough of the talking. I informed the first seer of our coming, and like any sleeper, you will be tested by another voice in front of the temple. A person who hasn't seen the truth yet. In other words, everybody who's not a Rhalâta. Follow me.
Here there's a water.
Hello. I'm Oculus, my son.
Hear me.
Please.
Right into the pit.
God will redeem you for your kindness.
My sir.
Bloody steel crabs. Always in the way of progress.
He'll come around. He has to. That's a nice dress you're wearing there, son-child. I'd be careful. Some people down here would kill for something like that.
Why is that stuff so expensive?
Pity. He was a good man.
Oh, bloody fools. Just had to play the hero, didn't you?
Move along.
Malphas smile upon you.
All right. Almost there.
Rhalâta Shera. Another sleeper.
Yes.
Brother Sorrow.
Brother Wrath. From ashes to blood. From blood to liberation. Is this the sleeper?
Yes.
He knows the rules?
Of course.
Good. Hold still. Interesting. You may enter.
Thank you, brother.
Father's blessings.
Well, that was strange. Right. The short version. Once you devote your life to the Rhalâs, you need to take on a new name. The name of your biggest vice in your life before the awakening.
Rhalâim always call each other by their new names, but we voices often use our dead names in the outside world.
Every emotion is a weakness. Joy, greed, lust, scorn. According to the Rhalâs, everything that is human is another obstacle on the way to transcendence. This man, he wasn't just any voice. He was the Father's right hand, Brother Sorrow. Good question. Let's just stay on our guard. I know. He's always been like that. But don't underestimate him. This man is a monster. I once saw him fight 4 thugs at once who thought it was a good idea to rob a voice of the Father. He decapitated one of them, broke another one's face, and cut down the remaining 2 with a single swing of his sword. Yes.
Rhalâta Shera.
Isn't the time to stray from
First seer. From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation.
Brother Wrath. Is this our visitor?
Yes, First Seer. He helped me find the lost pages.
Interesting. Show me. Interesting. Tell me, how did you know that the Father is looking for these? I see.
And how did you meet Brother Wrath? Also through your contact? It is indeed. Well then, I am Brother Longing, or to you, the First Seer. I assume Brother Wrath promised you a reward for these.
I have.
Look at that.
300 pennies.
The mercenary good. Then go up to the tower and talk to Sister Envy. She will pay you. Brother Wrath, will you escort our guest back outside?
If that is your wish, then yes, First Seer.
What do you mean by that?
I was thinking... irrelevant. Father's blessings, First Seer. Thank you for your time.
Speak.
Well, the expedition. You said that the father ordered you to find capable mercenaries. Treasure hunters.
I understand. You think he'd be a fitting candidate? He's an arcanist, isn't he?
Correct. And one who knows his craft. At least judging by what I saw.
Your aura is remarkable. It's true. Fine then. We actually have enough mercenaries already, but you seem to be more capable than the scum that usually runs the Undercity's alleys. However, before I recommend you to the Father, I want you to prove yourself. Brother Greed. Sister Pride, is she still in the Light Grove? Good. Then escort this man into the Dark Valley. I want you to kill someone for us. Sister Pride. A voice who has betrayed us. Bring me her heart, and I'll consider recommending you to the Father. An expedition will be taking place soon, and we are still looking for capable mercenaries. Correct. She fled into a cave, probably hoping that we wouldn't find her there. Brother Greed will show you the way. Good luck. And you, Brother Wrath, will stay. There is something we need to discuss.
Like the bite of a flea.
you! Like the bite of a flea.
1st of the golden moon, 8233. I can't bear it any longer. Father, Malphus, Fate, or whoever is listening, save me, or I will break. I will run, far away from this temple. Far away. Somewhere where nobody knows me, and where nobody sees me, and where I see nobody. Forgive me, Father. I need to leave, or I will break. of the Conquering, 8233. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy and they all know. They know, but they act like they don't. But what can I do? It's not my fault. I didn't want to be this way. I didn't. I need to think. Think and pray. It will get better. It will. Who are you? No, wait. Don't say anything. You're my punishment, aren't you? You're here to kill me. The faces. I just couldn't bear them any longer. I couldn't. None! At first, I thought it would pass, you know? That it's just a disease, like the fever. But it didn't. It only got worse. First this strangeness. Then the faces. This feeling that I wasn't myself. That Sister Pride, Nessa, is only a puppet who thinks she is real. Me, my name, before the father showed me the Rhalâta. It started 2 years ago. Sometimes, when I talked to people, their faces began to run off. Like color. Like wax. At first I thought I was ill, so I drank grunt root every day, but it never got better. Only worse. Everything started to melt. First the nose, then the eyes, then the mouth, until there was nothing left but a smooth, egg-shaped piece of skin. Why? Because I was weak. Angry and weak. I thought if only I fled far away from the father, then the faces would return. But they didn't. Of course they didn't. Because I was the problem to begin with. My faith was too weak. My devotion to the Rhalâta too little. And that is why I need to die. I finally accepted it. If you want to help me, then help me sleep. And make it painless. 7th of the Fundament, 8233. Father, hear my prayer. Make me see them again. Make me see them. It's driving me crazy. I want out. Out of the caves. Anywhere where there are no people. I want to be normal again. But I don't want to betray you, Father. Rhalâta Shira, you gave me life. So what should I do?
Rhalâta Shira.
Stupid shit. All of them. He will liberate.
You there.
Observe. Don't
Sleeper.
listen.
Do you have a second?
Pity. He was a good man.
Would you look at that? The mercenary returns. Show me. Interesting. Well then, you upheld your end of the bargain, so I'll do the same. I don't care. She gave herself to the Rhalas, to the Father, and she betrayed us. The punishment for this is death. End of story. The Father will, I will put forward my recommendation. We will contact you once he has made his decision. Now leave.